Welcome back to Stoic Bond Mastery. Hello, Stoic learners. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Whether you're a longtime follower or new to the channel, you've joined a community committed to exploring the timeless wisdom of Stoicism and its profound impact on our daily lives. Here, we dive deep into practical teachings from ancient philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, translating their lessons into actionable strategies for modern living. Today's video is especially insightful as we're tackling the topic of relationships, an area where Stoic philosophy provides invaluable guidance. We'll be breaking down 9 essential principles that smart men should embrace when navigating interactions with women, all while maintaining a Stoic mindset of balance, virtue, and reason. These principles aren't just theoretical, they're tools you can use to strengthen your character, build meaningful connections, and lead a more fulfilling life. But before we jump into these powerful lessons, take a moment to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Tap that notification bell so you never miss an update, and give this video a thumbs up to help us spread the wisdom of Stoicism to more people like you. Your support makes all the difference. Let's get started. Number 1, guide your past. Let's start with one of the most fundamental principles, protecting the privacy of your past. Your personal history is an integral part of who you are, a unique collection of experiences, lessons, and growth. However, that doesn't mean it needs to be laid bare for everyone to see. Sharing every detail of your life, particularly your struggles and vulnerabilities, can sometimes do more harm than good. When you reveal too much, you open yourself up to potential judgment, misunderstanding, or even exploitation by others who may not have your best interests at heart. As Friedrich Nietzsche wisely said, the thoughts of the past can re-emerge to challenge us. This reminds us that the more you disclose, the more you risk those disclosures resurfacing in ways you might not anticipate. Being selective about what you share doesn't mean hiding who you are. It means being mindful about who deserves access to the most personal parts of your journey. Imagine your life story as a precious book. Would you let just anyone flip through its pages without considering how they might treat it? Likely not. Just as a diary contains your innermost thoughts, your past contains moments that shaped your resilience and strength. These chapters belong to you, and you alone should decide which ones to reveal. This doesn't mean you should become an enigma or completely shut others out. Instead, aim to share in a way that feels comfortable and purposeful. For instance, opening up about certain experiences to build trust in a relationship can be healthy and meaningful. However, oversharing, especially early on, can blur boundaries and make you feel exposed. By keeping your past private, you maintain control over your narrative. You're not obligated to justify your growth or explain every detail of your journey to anyone. Share selectively, based on trust and the context of the relationship. Remember, the parts of your story that give you strength and resilience are personal treasures. Guard them wisely, and they will continue to fortify you as you move forward in life. In the end, your past is yours to protect. It's not public property, nor does it define your present or future. By respecting your own boundaries, you uphold the dignity and wisdom that Stoicism teaches. Number 2, embrace solitude without fear. For many, the idea of being alone can be daunting. It's often associated with loneliness, rejection, or a lack of belonging. However, Stoicism reframes solitude as a powerful and transformative experience. It teaches us that solitude isn't something to fear. It's an opportunity for self-discovery, growth, and clarity. Aristotle once said, "Knowing yourself is the beginning of wisdom." These words remind us that to truly understand the world and build meaningful connections, we must first understand and appreciate ourselves. When you avoid solitude, you miss out on the chance to explore your thoughts, values, and goals without outside interference. Spending time alone allows you to focus inward, examine your life's direction, and reconnect with what truly matters. It's in these quiet moments that we often find our greatest insights and strength. Solitude isn't a punishment, it's a gift. Imagine solitude as the foundation of a house. If the foundation is weak, the entire structure is unstable. Similarly, if you don't build a strong sense of self during your time alone, your relationships and life decisions may lack stability. When you learn to enjoy your own company, you cultivate confidence, independence, and emotional resilience. This doesn't mean you need to isolate yourself indefinitely. Instead, it's about recognizing that being alone doesn't equate to being lonely. There's a difference between choosing solitude and feeling abandoned. Solitude is empowering because it's a conscious decision to invest in yourself. Use this time to reflect on your strengths, acknowledge areas for improvement, and set meaningful goals. When the time comes to share your life with someone, let it be a choice rooted in mutual respect and joy, not a fear of being alone. Too often, people rush into relationships simply to fill a void or escape their own company, which can lead to unhealthy dynamics and dependence. By embracing solitude, you create space for relationships that are founded on genuine connection rather than fear or neediness. Ultimately, solitude isn't something to run from, it's something to embrace. It's a time to nurture your inner self, develop self-awareness, and strengthen your character. When you value and enjoy your own company, you'll be better equipped to appreciate others without losing yourself in the process. Let solitude be your teacher, not your enemy, and you'll find wisdom and peace in its embrace. Number 3, manage your time wisely. Time is the most precious resource we have, yet it is often the most overlooked. Unlike material possessions, time cannot be reclaimed once it's gone. Seneca, one of Stoicism's greatest thinkers, put it best when he said, "It's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." This timeless wisdom reminds us of the importance of using our time intentionally and guarding it against distractions, especially in relationships. Relationships, while meaningful and fulfilling, can become a drain on your energy if you lose sight of your personal priorities. It's easy to fall into the trap of dedicating all your time and attention to another person, neglecting the things that make you who you are. This imbalance not only hinders your growth but can also create unhealthy dynamics in the relationship itself. Remember, time spent on personal development is never wasted, it's an investment in your future. To manage your time wisely, start by identifying your priorities. What are the activities, goals, or passions that bring you fulfillment? Whether it's pursuing a career milestone, developing a skill, or nurturing a hobby, these pursuits are essential to your sense of purpose. Dedicate regular, uninterrupted time to these areas. Treat them as non-negotiable commitments, just as you would an important meeting or deadline. It's also crucial to set boundaries in relationships. This doesn't mean shutting people out but rather ensuring that your time is spent meaningfully and not disproportionately on one aspect of your life. For example, if you find yourself constantly adjusting your schedule to accommodate someone else's needs while neglecting your own, it's time to reassess. Healthy relationships respect each person's individuality and allow room for personal growth. Moreover, reflect on how you use the small pockets of time throughout your day. Are you mindlessly scrolling through social media or procrastinating on tasks that could bring you closer to your goals? Redirect that energy toward productive activities that align with your long-term vision. Ultimately, time is your most valuable asset. Treat it as such. Balance your relationships with your personal aspirations, and ensure that every moment is spent purposefully. By managing your time wisely, you not only enrich your own life but also bring your best self into your relationships, creating connections that are built on mutual respect and shared growth. Number 4, celebrate your achievements. How often do we pause to appreciate our own accomplishments? In today's world, many of us are quick to seek validation from others, relying on external applause to feel worthy. Yet, the Stoic philosopher Epictetus reminds us of an essential truth: admire yourself and celebrate your progress. Recognizing your achievements, no matter how small they seem, is a vital step in building self-confidence and fostering inner contentment. Think about the last time you accomplished something meaningful. Perhaps you completed a challenging project at work, hit a fitness goal, or finally stuck to a habit you've been trying to build, like waking up earlier or reading every day. Did you take a moment to acknowledge your effort, or did you brush it off as insignificant? Many people overlook these moments, waiting for others to recognize them. But here's the reality: you don't need anyone else's approval to celebrate your success. Take the example of someone working on their health. Let's say they've been trying to cut down on sugary drinks and replace them with water. On the surface, this might seem like a small change, but over time, it's a meaningful step toward better health. Celebrating this victory, perhaps by treating themselves to a new water bottle or simply taking pride in their discipline, reinforces the habit and boosts their confidence. Or consider a professional milestone. Imagine you've been working tirelessly on a project, and it finally pays off. Instead of waiting for your boss or colleagues to acknowledge your efforts, take a moment to appreciate yourself. This could mean writing down what you learned, treating yourself to a nice meal, or even just reflecting on how far you've come. These actions send a powerful message to your mind: I value my own effort and progress. When you celebrate your achievements, you create a positive feedback loop. You train your brain to associate hard work and perseverance with fulfillment and self-respect. This doesn't mean you should boast or become overly self-congratulatory. It's about finding personal joy in your journey and appreciating your growth. Ultimately, celebrating your achievements is a practice of self-love and acknowledgement. It reinforces your resilience, encourages further progress, and helps you stay motivated. Don't wait for others to clap for you. Be your own biggest supporter. Every step forward, no matter how small, is worth celebrating because it brings you closer to your goals. Number 5. Protect your mental health. Your mind is your most powerful tool. It shapes your reality, guides your decisions, and determines your overall well-being. Allowing someone to harm it is as reckless as letting them destroy your home. Think about this: would you willingly burn down your house just to keep someone else warm? Of course not. So why would you sacrifice your mental peace and emotional stability for someone else's comfort? Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, taught us that we are in control of our thoughts and attitudes. He said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. This timeless advice reminds us that while we may not control what others do or say, we can choose how we respond to it. Consider a real-life scenario. Imagine you're in a relationship where your partner constantly criticizes you or belittles your efforts. Over time, this negativity erodes your self-esteem and leaves you feeling drained. While it's natural to want to work things out, you must ask yourself, is this dynamic worth the cost to your mental health? If someone consistently disrupts your peace, it may be time to set boundaries or even distance yourself. Protecting your mental health also means recognizing when you're taking on too much. For instance, if you're juggling work stress, family responsibilities, and personal challenges, you might start to feel overwhelmed. In such cases, prioritizing self-care becomes essential. This could mean taking a break, seeking support from a trusted friend, or even talking to a professional therapist. Additionally, it's important to be mindful of your environment. Surround yourself with people who uplift and support you, rather than those who bring negativity. If you notice that certain relationships or situations leave you feeling anxious or unhappy, take steps to address them. Remember, guarding your mental health is not selfish, it's an act of self-respect. Think of your mental health as a garden. If you allow weeds, negative influences, toxic people, or unresolved stress to grow unchecked, they will take over. But if you nurture your mind with positive thoughts, supportive relationships, and self-care, it will flourish. In the end, your mental health is non-negotiable. It is the foundation of a fulfilling and balanced life. Protect it fiercely, because when your mind is at peace, everything else falls into place. You owe it to yourself to prioritize your well-being above all else. Number 6. Be authentic. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is the value of truth and authenticity. Living in alignment with your true self is essential to leading a meaningful and fulfilling life. Albert Camus wisely said, "Don't walk in someone else's shadow." This statement reflects the danger of conforming to others' expectations at the expense of your own identity. Trying to live for others' approval is like wearing a mask. It might please the crowd, but it suffocates your genuine self over time. Think about situations where you've said yes to things you didn't truly want, just to avoid conflict or gain acceptance. Perhaps you agreed to attend an event that didn't interest you, or you went along with someone's idea even though it clashed with your values. While these compromises might seem harmless in the short term, over time, they chip away at your sense of self. Stoicism teaches us to have the courage to say no when something doesn't align with our beliefs or priorities. For example, imagine a person who dreams of pursuing a creative career but chooses a corporate job solely to meet their family's expectations. Over time, the pressure to conform creates resentment and unhappiness, as they feel disconnected from their true passion. By embracing authenticity, this person could take steps toward their creative aspirations, even if it means facing initial disapproval. Living authentically doesn't guarantee that everyone will support your choices, but it does ensure that you're living a life true to your values. Being authentic also helps attract the right people into your life. When you present yourself honestly, flaws and all, you draw in those who genuinely respect and appreciate you. These relationships, built on mutual understanding and trust, are far more rewarding than those based on pretense. For instance, think of someone who constantly tries to fit into social groups by changing their behavior or opinions. While they might gain temporary acceptance, they'll always feel the pressure to maintain a facade. Conversely, when you're unapologetically yourself, the connections you form are genuine and lasting. Authenticity is the foundation of a meaningful life. It frees you from the exhausting cycle of people-pleasing and allows you to focus on what truly matters. As you embrace your true self, you'll find a sense of peace and fulfillment that no amount of external validation can provide. Be bold, be honest, and most importantly, be you. Number 7. Don't neglect your goals and aspirations. Seneca, one of Stoicism's most revered thinkers, wisely warned against spreading yourself too thin, as it leaves you scattered and directionless. This principle is especially relevant when it comes to relationships and life decisions. Altering your life's course to meet someone else's expectations may seem like an act of compromise, but in reality, it often leads to regret and a sense of loss. Imagine walking down a path in shoes that are too tight. They pinch, restrict, and eventually cause pain. Similarly, veering away from your own goals and values to accommodate someone else's desires is both uncomfortable and unsustainable. Consider someone who dreams of starting their own business but feels pressured by their partner to stick to a more stable career. Initially, they might convince themselves they're doing it out of love or responsibility, but over time, the unfulfilled ambition festers, leading to dissatisfaction. By stepping off their chosen path, they sacrifice not only their dream but also their sense of purpose. Stoicism teaches us to prioritize our aspirations, recognizing that they are integral to our individuality. Staying on your path doesn't mean ignoring the needs of others or refusing to compromise in healthy ways. Instead, it's about ensuring that your goals remain central to your life. A supportive relationship will respect and even encourage your ambitions. For example, a person pursuing a passion like becoming an artist might find it challenging to balance their creative pursuits with a partner who doesn't value the arts. In such situations, staying on their path means standing firm in their commitment to their craft while seeking understanding and balance in the relationship. Your aspirations are what make you unique. They reflect your values, passions, and purpose. Trying to fit into someone else's narrative, whether it's a partner, family member, or society at large, dilutes what makes you, you. Remember, relationships should enhance your journey, not derail it. Think of your life as a ship, and your goals as its compass. If you constantly adjust your course to accommodate every passing wind, you'll never reach your destination. Stay focused on your path and surround yourself with people who support your voyage. In doing so, you honor your true self and ensure that your life remains an authentic reflection of your dreams and values. Number 8. Don't neglect your friends and family. Plato once likened relationships to soil. They have the power to either nourish and support your growth or hinder it. While romantic relationships can be fulfilling, they shouldn't overshadow the deep and enduring connections you have with friends and family. Yet, it's all too common for people to unintentionally neglect their core support system when pursuing a romantic partner. This can lead to a sense of disconnection and, over time, may leave you without the vital grounding that these relationships provide. Think of your friends and family as the roots of a tree. They keep you stable during life storms and ensure you stand tall, no matter the challenges you face. For example, imagine someone who becomes so consumed by a new romantic relationship that they stop checking in with their lifelong friends or miss important family gatherings. While the relationship might bring temporary excitement, the neglect of those deeper, long-standing bonds creates a void that can't easily be filled later. Nurturing these connections doesn't require grand gestures. Small, consistent efforts can make a big difference. Reach out with a quick call or text to check in with your parents, siblings, or close friends. Make time for shared experiences, whether it's a simple dinner, a walk in the park, or reminiscing over old memories. These moments reinforce the foundation of trust, love, and understanding that keeps relationships strong. For example, think of a busy professional who prioritizes spending Sunday afternoons with their family. Despite their hectic schedule, this individual makes it a non-negotiable ritual, knowing that those few hours strengthen bonds and create lasting memories. Similarly, a friend who always makes time for a monthly coffee date, no matter how packed their calendar is, demonstrates how small but consistent actions can maintain and deepen friendships. Friends and family also provide emotional resilience. When life gets tough, whether due to work pressures, personal struggles, or the end of a romantic relationship, it's these bonds that act as your safety net. They remind you of who you are, where you come from, and what truly matters. Strengthening bonds with friends and family ensures that you remain grounded. These relationships give you the strength to face life's challenges and the joy of sharing its triumphs. Never take them for granted. Instead, actively nurture them, knowing they are among life's greatest treasures. Number 9. Avoid obsessive devotion. Obsessing over someone is one of the quickest ways to lose your sense of self. It's like hitting the pause button on your own life while pouring all your energy and attention into someone else's. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher, cautioned against this, as it not only blinds you to your own worth but also disrupts the balance that Stoicism values. Obsessive devotion narrows your perspective, much like a satellite stuck in orbit, endlessly circling one focal point without ever seeing the broader universe around it. When you fixate on another person, whether it's a romantic partner, a friend, or even a mentor, you risk neglecting your own dreams and aspirations. For example, consider someone who sacrifices their career ambitions to support their partner's goals entirely. At first, it might seem like an act of love or dedication, but over time, resentment and a loss of identity can creep in. Their personal growth stalls, and they become dependent on the success or approval of the other person to feel fulfilled. Healthy relationships thrive when both individuals maintain their own identities, passions, and ambitions. It's important to focus on your personal goals, whether it's advancing in your career, cultivating a creative talent, or simply working on self-improvement. For instance, imagine a writer who dedicates time to their craft while being in a relationship. By prioritizing their passion, they not only enrich their own life but also bring more to the relationship. Their partner, in turn, respects and values their independence and drive. Obsessive devotion often leads to unhealthy dynamics, where one person's needs and desires overshadow the other's. This imbalance can breed dependency and insecurity, making it harder to build a strong, equal partnership. Instead, remind yourself that you are the star of your own story. Your life is meant to be a reflection of your values, dreams, and growth, not a supporting role in someone else's narrative. Ultimately, avoiding obsessive devotion isn't about withholding affection or care, it's about maintaining a healthy balance. Love and relationships are most rewarding when both individuals shine brightly on their own, enhancing each other's lives without dimming their own light. By focusing on your worth and aspirations, you ensure that your relationships are built on mutual respect, equality, and genuine connection. In conclusion, thank you for being a part of today's journey on Stoic Bond Mastery. Together, we explored 9 timeless principles that can guide you in building healthier, more meaningful relationships while staying true to yourself. These teachings are not rigid rules but tools for cultivating a mindset of balance, wisdom, and resilience. Stoicism empowers us to navigate life with clarity, reminding us that our strength lies in how we choose to respond to challenges and opportunities. Whether it's safeguarding your mental health, valuing your time, or staying authentic, these principles are practical ways to enhance your life and relationships. For example, by embracing solitude, you build inner strength, and by celebrating your achievements, you reinforce your self-worth. These small but powerful practices help you grow and thrive. If this video resonated with you, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support allows us to continue creating content that enriches minds and inspires action. We'd also love to hear your thoughts. Share in the comments how you've applied Stoic wisdom in your life or any insights you've gained from today's discussion. Until we meet again, stay grounded, stay wise, and remember, the journey to a fulfilling life always begins within yourself.